So today I'm planning on replacing the switches for the windows, and actually I also want to do the door panel finally because I'm tired of driving around without one. So what I'm talking about is when you lower the window, everything seems fine, there's no problems, goes all the way down, but then when you try to pick it back up, that sounds a lot more strainful. And the reason for that is because if you look closely, you can see that there's a pin and that it's not fully sitting anymore, it just slides around. Reason for that is because it doesn't have this metal piece right here, this metal clip that's supposed to hold it in place, and plus this plastic piece broke, so naturally I'm gonna have to replace that. So what I like to do is I like to make the window sit right here at this level because this is where the hand fits the most and it's a little easier to work with. To get it there, you're probably gonna have to move the window around with your hand because it's not actually sitting on an actuator anymore. To begin replacing the clip, you're gonna have to move it out because you're not gonna be using it anymore because it's broken, obviously. So just kind of pop it out and toss that. At this point, you should grab your clip, remove this little metal piece right here, and I'll also put a link in the description below for these clips. I think they're like $5 for 4 or something. So you can see I put the clip in. It's gonna take you some work to do. So I started off by bending this piece out of the way a little bit. Then I put the clip up. I applied pressure to the top of it, and I kind of slid the bottom in. And that way I got the clip inside. So after you get the clip in, you're gonna wanna slide it over to where this knob is and push the window or regulate it somehow just so that you can fit this knob easily inside the pin. And then you take your metal piece, the retaining clip, slide it over, and your window should be working perfectly again. So it's actually not that hard putting the metal piece on the plastic clip. First, pop this piece out. I'll show you again. You gotta pop this clip out, push this piece in, and then once that retaining clip is sitting inside, just kind of push this part in again, and it should just sit in there perfectly. And it has no issues, and it even closes perfectly. So next I'm going to be installing these clips. They're also $5 on eBay, but first you got to remove these right here, and these are kind of crappy and flimsy and they always break. So to remove them, I bought a special tool, kind of go under right here, push it in there. So after you push it in, try to push it where there's some plastic underneath. So push it in, pick it up, and it should just fly out just like that. To install the new clip, you see how it has these little two side pieces? Kind of slide one in, twist it, and it should sit just flush in there. So now I just have to repeat it multiple times, and then I can be ready to go ahead and put the door card back on. So now that I have all the pins on, I can go ahead and attach the speakers, and then I can start popping in the door card from the bottom and then go up to the top. So anytime you're installing a door card, try to first make sure that this goes through the hole, and you want to start from the top because there's little clips. You can see that mine still isn't in all the way. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. There's little clips right here. I think there's about 7 or 8 of them, and basically you want to start with those, clip those in, and then start from the sides. You kind of want to push the clips up a little bit, just enough so that it lets the door card sit, and once you've pushed them all in, just kind of start hitting the door card and you can hear them popping in. So it's actually the next day here. It got a little dark yesterday and you couldn't really see anything, but I did finish the door card. You can see it sits really nicely now. It doesn't shake, it sits firmly. Really, it completes the interior. So that looks really good. Really happy with the outcome. Interior still doesn't look too clean. Still have to replace that dash over there, or that airbag part. Also still got to rewrap the headliner because it's really saggy. Just kind of jumps around, doesn't look too good. Probably gonna wrap it in Alcantara just like the pillars. Rear deck also looking good. So actually I have something else that I wanted to install in the car today. Something that's really gonna help the rigidity of the car and just to keep the chassis being stiff. I got these Bavarian Motorsport bars for it. I'm pretty sure these aren't in production anymore, so they're kind of rare to find. But I got them, about to install them as well. So it kind of started raining, got a little bored. I thought what else would I could do. I came up with a ratchet design. Kind of colored it in with Sharpie with the blue and the black. It's not even noticeable from a distance. You'd have to really look at it just to see. Do the same thing back here. I don't know, it doesn't look too bad. So I'm fairly certain that the channel still hasn't seen the engine bay. As far as the engine bay goes, I just replaced the filter. I got a new AFE with a heat shield. It used to be this long filter that was really disgusting and ugly. It was really dark too, it was kind of black. Not healthy for the engine, so I just got a new one. It looks good, keeps the heat away from the filter so it doesn't lose any power there. But let's get on with the install. So I ran into a little bit of an issue. This side is installed, everything sits perfectly, but then once you reach this side, it's completely off. That's not good at all. You can see that difference right there. On all of the bolts, it's just completely like an inch to the left. That's not very good. I'm guessing that I just saw these kind of hits on the chassis on both sides, and when you kind of look at it, the right side looks a little lower. So for the time being, I just secured the bolts back on both sides. I don't necessarily know what I'm gonna do with that. That's a big problem. Probably gonna have to re-weld the strut tower. Completely forgot what it's called. But I just kind of started inspecting some more. Obviously I saw all of this, but I didn't think it was anything critical. I thought that they just sprayed some goo or whatever, because it's kind of sticky. I don't know, maybe this car was in a crash before, but I guess that's gonna be prolonged for another project. But as of now, I guess that's it. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the video. I don't know what I'm gonna do. See you next time. Bye.